Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden packs? Look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and the most reliable MUT coins on the market. And don't forget to use code FERDY at checkout for 5% off. A link for their website is at the top of the description. What's going on, guys? Today we are talking all things stick work. Whether you are brand new to Madden or if you've been playing this game for a couple years, this video should help you out. Maybe not if you've been playing the game for a while and you're really good at running the ball already. Maybe not, but if you are just getting started, this video will 100% be beneficial and will instantly improve your run game and your stick work. I can almost guarantee that. So let's start with the basics. If you are a MUT veteran or a Madden veteran, this part of the video probably won't help you out too much. But if you are just getting started, continue to watch. So basically, for some pretty basic stuff, hitting turbo is probably the worst thing you can do. Do not hit turbo too early. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was young, coming up the ranks here in Madden, Madden 15, all these years when I was playing when I was young, hitting the back button was the first thing I'd do. It just was, you hit the back button and you want to be fast. But don't do that until you actually see grass. Do not hit the back button until you think you can actually outrun somebody. Behind the line of scrimmage, I cannot stress this enough. Do not hit the back button. It causes the AI to actually shed better. So right when you get the handoff, I never hit the back button. If I see a hole, then I'll explode and use my back button. But that's the first tip right there. Do not hit the back button until you absolutely have to. I know it's tough to break that instinct, but I cannot stress that one enough. It's probably the most important thing I'm going to say in this whole video. So let's get started with the spin move. I don't want to spend too much time on each of these moves, but the spin move, pretty basic. All you're going to want to do is hit B. That's kind of where it starts. Hit B, you spin. You can, change direction with the left stick going right or going left, as you can see right there. Whether you're going left and then cutting it back right, you can do that to kind of set someone up, which was one of my favorite moves last year. Set a guy up right, cut it back left, set a guy up left, cut it back right. One of my favorite moves in the game. It's not as good as it was last year because you don't really go backwards as much, but whenever you're going one way then cutting it back another, that move's always going to be effective. There's also a move called the half spin. Obviously, you just double hit B. There's a little half spin right there. Not that good. It's been in the game since Madden 21. I don't think I've ever used it or seen it used ever, but it is there for you to use. And also, if you're holding turbo, the move does look a little bit different. I think it looks much worse, and I don't recommend it because you basically lose stamina. The move's slower, and it could lead to more fumbles or your best running back not being on the field. So I do not recommend ever doing a ball carrier move while holding turbo. So now let's talk about the juke move. The only way you can juke is by using the right stick. I probably should have said this in the spin move, but you can also spin the right stick and get the spin animation, but you can only juke with the right stick. So here's the juke without turbo. I flick it the opposite way of where I want to go. It's pretty easy. I think this is probably one of the better moves in the game. Little skip juke, whether you want to cut it back or do what you want to do. I think, the non-turbo juke is pretty nasty. Here is the turbo juke. It's still good on Jonathan Taylor because he has jukebox, so it's gonna look pretty good. But if you're not using a guy with jukebox, I just don't think it's the move. I think he's got jukebox, right? Yeah, he has jukebox. He also does have armbar. What is goal line back? Stronger run blocking within 5 yards of the end zone. That seems pretty glitchy to me. I'm not gonna lie, that seems pretty nasty to me. So yeah, that's the juke move. It's pretty standard. You can kind of do like a quick change of direction juke by hitting the back button. I've never really mastered that move, but I know people love it a lot. You kind of skip one way, then you flick it back and hit turbo. It's a pretty nasty move that when mastered is just absolutely disgusting. I've never really mastered it. Maybe this will be the year I master it. But yeah, I would say non-turbo juking is the move unless you have a jukebox running back. But yeah, I really like the juke. I think it's a good move. Obviously, the mastery and the timing does come with reps, but that is the bare bones of a juke move right there. So now we have the power back ball carrier moves, and these moves aren't really complex. All you're going to want to do is hit A to stiff arm. There is a timing element that does take time to figure out. With arm bar, it definitely does increase the effectiveness of your stiff arm, so just kind of keep that in mind. Jonathan Taylor does have this ability, but yeah, all you're going to want to do is hit A with the right timing. It can definitely work. We also have the truck. All you're going to want to do is flick that stick up, and you see right there, I'm trucking. It does work a lot better with, bigger body backs. It's not going to work well with a guy like Chris Johnson or like a Dre Archer or like a super lightweight guy. Trucking's not going to be the move, obviously. But with a guy like Derrick Henry, Jerome Bettis, Leonard Fournette, trucking is definitely effective. So now we have the hurdle and the jurdle. The jurdle was one of the most broken moves in the game last year. This year it is definitely and has definitely been nerfed. You really can't spam it anymore. But with leapfrog, jurdling is just broken because you just can't fumble, and it's a super nasty move. So all you're going to want to do to hurdle is just hit Y while having momentum. Just hit Y. That's how you hurdle. To jurdle, you're going to want to flick the stick right or left while hurdling. So here we go. That's a jurdle right there. And it makes sense why EA got rid of the jurdle. I mean, it's still in the game, obviously, but you can't spam it as much. Because I've never really seen a real NFL running back just jurdling by people like that. I've never seen it happen before. But you see right here, you really just can't spam it like you used to be able to. Get some momentum going. That's the wrong move. But you just can't spam it as much as you see. Like, I mean, you can still kind of spam it, but it's not going to be as effective. I mean, it can still be good. I don't really know. But that is hurdling and jurdling. I feel like this year, you're not going to see as much of it. Okay, so now we have more of a fun one, and that is celebration. So last year, all you had to do was hit the left trigger to do a celebration. This year, you have to hit both back buttons and the A button, and that's how you do like this, little celebration if you want to showboat someone. So yeah, both back buttons and A. And are there any new ones? Did they put the gritty in there? That one's new. Any new ones? I want to see the gritty, low key. I know they added it. I'd be down for it, but yeah, that is how you do celebrations. Okay, so now we have a pass play. I want to show you guys how to slide with your quarterback. All you're going to want to do is obviously be running with your quarterback and just hit X. It's pretty easy. Don't got to double click it. All you got to do is just hit X with your quarterback, and I guess the AI or whatever it is knows that you want to slide because you have your quarterback. However, if you don't have a quarterback and you want to sit down, I'll show you right here. If you want to, not take a hit, say you have Paris Campbell, all you're going to want to do is double hit the X button and he's going to fall right there. So those are the basics of giving yourself up with the ball in your hands. So real quick, there's 3 more things I want to touch on. The first one is the dead leg / stop and go. The stop and go is really just you taking your hand off everything and then going again. But there is this little stop and go if you do flick the stick backwards. It's not that great, but without holding turbo, you just flick it backwards. But here's the dead leg. While you're holding turbo, it's a pretty good move for changing direction. Look how good that is. Kind of get some good acceleration out of it. And if you're going one way, then going back the other, it could maybe have some effectiveness. I'm not going to lie. It might be an underrated move. Me seeing this in game, it looks pretty good. Next up, we have what the bumpers do. The right bumper basically protects the ball if you're about to walk into a cam chancellor enforcer. Maybe this will help you. So just protect the ball, or if you are late in a game chewing clock, hold that back button. And I remember in Madden 20, spamming protect ball actually made you run faster. I don't think it's a thing anymore, but I remember it. If you remember from Madden 20, spamming it made you, just run faster, which is so weird that that was a mechanic in the game. But we also now have the left bumper, which is a lateral. So there you go. If you want to clip somebody, that's how you do it. Left bumper. And finally, to dive and fight for extra yards, you're going to want to hold the X button instead of tapping it or double tapping it. So here's what it looks like. Just hold it, and there you go. So that should cover all of the ball carrier moves. Now we have the brand new 360 cuts mechanic. And all you're going to want to do is hit that left trigger. That is it. They moved the celebration button, as you guys saw earlier. Oh, look at him go. Oh, that's a new one? Bro, I am not moving. This is actually so toxic. This might be the most toxic one in the game. I am moving so... That is toxic. That is actually crazy. Wait, if I'm standing still, does it do different stuff? You can stand still and dance this year? Okay, that's not what this video is about, but I'm happy I found that gem. You can stand still and dance this year. That is actually crazy. So like I said, all you're going to want to do is hit that left trigger. And here is me running without the 360 on. Here is me running, with it on. You can kind of see right there that little right there. You can kind of see it. I do actually think the 360 cuts is going to have some use this year. I think it's going to be really good for cutting back runs. I also think it's going to be really good for making users miss. That's when someone clicks on, you see that little red circle from your opponent underneath the player that's about to tackle you. I think it's going to be really good for that as well. But here's an example of a little cutback. Wait, I picked the wrong play. Let me throw this thing away real quick. Why'd you throw it away there? Why is that where he threw it away? Why is that? I don't know. But here's a little cutback. Let me show you real quick. Let's go inside zone. And you guys are going to see right here. I'm going to cut this thing back through the other hole. And I feel like it could have some effectiveness. I definitely do feel that way. So that is the 360 cut. So yeah, I basically touched on everything I wanted to touch on in today's video. But I have one last thing I want to say. and I can't stress it enough, and if you really want to get better at this game, is practice mode. You have to get reps in practice mode, not only for running the ball, it helps your vision, it helps your stick work, but also passing, just seeing reps against cover 3, cover 2, super important. So I really recommend just hopping into whatever formation you run and just running those run plays over and over again, seeing how different defenses line up, not only, you know, cutting back runs and, you know, just working on everything. Practice mode is just so important. I cannot stress that enough. There's a little cutback right there. Just that vision is just so important for a nice little, you know, gain of 7 right there. But yeah, just getting reps in practice mode is probably the most important thing to get better at running the ball. Like, most definitely. Probably the most important thing I said today was that. The second most important thing was probably, you know, not hitting the back button right away, which is obviously very important too. But yeah, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. I'm sure a lot of you guys are with the brand new game coming out. But the daily Madden 23 content starts today and doesn't end for a very long time. So you might as well hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. And yeah, I will see you boys in the next one.